Sorry, I don't have any food for you.
Yo, we've been gone for a minute, but we're back. Work's taking over, but we still been getting some travels in. It's time to hit up part 4 like we never left of our Greece video. A couple of days in Milos, some boating, some good food. Hit that subscribe.
Y'all, we finally made it to Milos after a very interesting ferry ride. And it's not really interesting. The only way to describe it, though, is kind of pure chaos. We got a little bit of lunch at the port. The ship was late. We were actually able to track it, though, on this website that shows where, like, the different vessels are. So we just watched that while we were eating lunch and picked out some gifts for people. But there's literally zero organization when it comes to boarding, putting your bags on places. So we kind of just had to fight for our own space. And then we got upstairs. It's pretty comfy, pretty chill.
It is a pretty big ferry. There were several, like, bars and places to buy snacks and drinks and things.
It was actually pretty quick, even though the ferry was late. I think we got here almost exactly on time. Pretty smooth ride. I think the waters weren't as rough, but I did read on TripAdvisor some people saying that when it was pretty rough, it was real rough.
They get seasick, and then you know what happens when you get sick.
Yeah. When we arrived, we just hopped off the ship and we walked to where we're staying. It's really nice. It's very, like, cozy. I don't know. I'll just show you the video.
Sako Home was also a point score. I think it's usually 100 to 150 per night in the high season, but we used a bunch of Southwest airline points to book, so we didn't have to pay anything for it. The people who run it are super friendly, plenty of space, and I recommend staying in this area your first time on the island, not just because it's central to the port, but because almost all the bus routes go through this station as an origin point, so you can really get most of the places that you would want to get to on the island from here.
And now we're headed to dinner, so we're gonna go check out downtown.
Picked up some reservations at Mikros Apoplous, and I gotta say, we loved this place. I felt like I was eating with family from the moment we stepped in. The views are great. You're seeing the bay, their little furry friends walking around, and the food is great.
So I say, we about to bust out and live it my way. Every day is a Sunday, fun day. Hit the homies up.
We both got some glasses of wine that are local to the area. We got some appetizers. We chilled out, took a really just good pace at eating our food and enjoying the environment.
I might give DeHumo a run for his money.
Oh, snap. Wait, it's ceviche?
Mm-hmm.
It smells good. I can smell it.
Yeah. It's got passion fruit, and then it's got seaweed salad on top of it.
Wow.
Love getting tips on the local wine, recommended by our server. I got a sun-dried fish, and they have whole ones that you can pick from. It's so dope. At the end, they brought us some ouzo. Didn't know that this was the trend, but your boy about to learn today and get used to having this at the end of most of my meals.
It smells like peppermint.
That's what he said.
Yeah, it definitely has alcohol in it. It's good though.
Lemon mousse. Thank you. Thank you. Hey. Only for you, eh? Just for me. Special.
That's so nice.
Yeah. I want it on fire too, though. Good little palate cleanser. Ooh, that's good.
What is it?
It tastes like caramel cherries.
Caramel cherries? So this is maraschino cherries.
Yeah, that's what I thought it was.
But it's a caramel? Wow, you look like you shook it.
I just wasn't expecting that.
It's practically licking the plate.
Giving this place a 4 across the board, and it's gonna run you about 120 euros for a good experience meal.
I had to find those.
You shook it.
I've never had anything like that.
Sorry, I don't have any food for you.
Shut it down early this night because we're about to be on a boat for 10 hours. In the morning, we asked the hotel to call us a taxi. A lot of the small boat rental places are based on the southern part of the island, so we had to get there to actually use one. Based on this trip, in my opinion, this is the best way to explore the Milos beaches. Your own boat, your own time, where you can stop at any beach you want, including the ones that have no access from land. We booked this one for 280 euros for 9 hours, originally thinking that might be too long, but when I look back on the day, we probably could have gotten it for another 9-hour day and still not gotten to explore everything we wanted to see. You don't need a license to drive, which means I could drive it the whole day if I wanted. But we wanted to be able to relax, so we hired a skipper and he took us in the best order of the beaches that we wanted to see. That added 100 to the cost. First, we drove out to the western part of the southern beaches. We stopped at a few caves on the way just to peep out some cool nature, but we eventually ended up at Kleftiko Beach. And because we were there early, we weren't crowded by too many people and got to swim around and check out the caves in peace. I wish we had the video of Ashley freaking out because I am not buoyant at all. And so swimming for me, I move way slower than everyone else does. It's been this way since I was a kid. She thought my snail pace meant I was about to drown, but even when I took swimming lessons in elementary school, the instructors told my teachers they've never seen someone drop like a rock like that. One of the pluses of getting there early is when people start showing up, you get to move to the next spot and you have that one to yourself. I took the wheel and we headed to Garantis Beach. This was probably my favorite stop we made on this trip. It was quiet, it felt like pure magic. I think we also spent the longest amount of time here. There's a way you can walk down, but luckily for us, we did not have to use the path for this magic. The third place we stopped, I'll be honest, I can't find the name of, I don't know the name of it. The skipper just pointed it out and asked if we wanted to stop. So we popped over here as more of a relaxing stop since there were no other boats there. There isn't much of a beach here, but if you want to have a snack and relax, it's a good stop to make. Alright, let's hit a social media versus reality. I had such high hopes for this place. I saw it on Los LeBlanc's channel and on TripAdvisor. We booked this trip to Tsigrado Beach. I think because of some of the hype it has, you gotta go down that sketchy ladder to get to it, unless you're on a boat. I'm gonna chalk it up to the time of day we went, but it was so packed we could see it from the boat. And so instead of hitting the beach, we swam to the caves and checked them out. It made the stop still worth it. But it wasn't enough to keep us too long. We anchored up and headed to what is rivaling my favorite spot for the whole trip, Caracas Beach. If the view isn't cool enough for you, look at the sand. It's beautiful. The water is so clear and calm. There are basically mountain cliffs that run up to the beach. I don't know why more people weren't docked here, but I'm also not going to complain about it. It started creeping towards like 3 or 4 p.m. and we hadn't eaten lunch yet, so we packed up and headed to Paleochori Beach and literally swam from the boat to the beach with nothing but a wet bag. The boats can only go so far on the public beaches to keep it safe for the swimmers, which makes sense. We ate at Sako, and one of the selling points here is you can get some of the meals prepped in the volcanic sand, but we unfortunately didn't have time, so we got some mocktails, a few appetizers, just to get ourselves fueled up. Even just from the short trip and limited food, I would say it's safe to rate this place a 4.5 on food, a 4.5 on drinks, and a 5 out of 5 for vibe.
Their cheese pies are just like amazing. I think that's what the skipper had for his lunch on the boat. Like in the
They were
bag.
so pleasant, they were nice, they actually cared about my food allergies. Great stop, definitely go here. Sadly, had to run the boat back and call our man Giannis to pick us up and take us back north. Got changed and tried for a walk-in at Nostro's Seafood Experience. It was a close one. They didn't have hardly any open tables available, but we took whatever they had.
Really good pizza.
This place was chef's kiss. We had some more local wines. The appetizers were delicious. They even brought some gluten-free bread, which I thoroughly enjoyed, but y'all gotta watch out for the next few videos because I was obsessed with this gluten-free bread that they had on their
Tastes like real bread.
The banger here was that they had gluten-free pasta. I was able to eat it, it was really good, and Ashley's dinner was delicious as well.
It's not quite possible, but it tastes very close.
Oh, that's good.
We'll give this place a 4 out of 5 on food, drinks, and on vibe. It was a little chaotic at times, but still worth stopping in for sure. If you enjoyed the content, hit that subscribe button. We'll be posting the next part of our Greek adventure in a few weeks. We're staying in Milos, we're going to explore other towns using the bus system, and checking out some history. We hope this video helped you decide whether or not Milos is worth a stop for you. Check out our other Santorini videos in the description, and remember, we take the trip so you can decide whether or not you want to.
Got it.